So back when 32.0 came out, I did an engineer Paragon test to see how long I could survive, degree 1 versus degree 100. But now I want to test the individual sentries, the red, the green, and the blue. From those tests, you probably saw that the blue did more damage than the red, which did more damage than the purple. But what happens if we take it on an individual, only the sentry test? Maybe things might change. That's what we're going to find out today. So first things first, we got the green sentry, which is a purple plasma accelerator basically. And it is degree 1. This one definitely requires the most micro, so I'm going to make sure to target properly. Oh, also, you might notice that the mini purple sentries are trying to type camos, but they can't see it. And I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but that means we actually cannot beat 102, I don't think, if none of the little guys can pop purples or DDTs. So because of that, I think it's only fair to give a D camo sub just for the purposes of this test. Because you can't give a camo village, right? Because the mini sentries cannot be buffed in any way, shape, or form. Also, I should mention that, yes, we have our engineer Paragon in that specific spot on the top side of logs, because it cannot attack. That's the only place on the map. And anyways, now you can see, now that we can have the mini sentries actually pop DDTs or do damage to camos, we're doing a bit better. I don't know if it's enough to beat this round, though, which is kind of sad. Like, I know this is only supposed to be a small part of the whole Paragon, but damn. Yeah, this is the one that requires the most micro, yet is also the most weakest. Luckily, with proper micro, I am able to take it down. I wonder if it's actually more viable to put this in the bottom right, because if I recall, that was the case, because again, you get more damage if the beam does damage across the balloons. Because right now, as it stands in the middle, we're probably not getting the most DPS out of it. Oh, also, one other issue with this test is that some of the sentries cannot pop purples, which, well, this one cannot entirely. So I think instead of just calling it here, we'll do a little bit more cheating. Maybe just this guy for the duration of the purples, and then get rid of it. Regardless, I actually think this is way too many balloons to take care of. Look at all those fortified Moabs. I don't think we have a chance, even with popping the purples. So yeah, I hate to call a test this early, but it just seems like this thing has, like, no damage. So, 103 is the death, I guess. Okay, and after the degree 1 red sentry test, so I put it in a different spot compared to the purple one, because I think, well, this one will do better. Most of the time it will be shooting in the northwest direction, getting most of the damage. And I probably should have done this with the purple one earlier, but I don't think it would have made a difference at all, given how you saw 103 went, and as for how 102 goes for this one, still kind of tight for DTs. And it looks like, just like the green one, I cannot pop purple, so gonna do a little cheating there. I know the Glaveler did a bit of damage, but should even out now. Oh, more purples. And let's see if this red guy gets pierce capped. It really shouldn't, because, well, it has good mold damage and balloon damage, from what I can see. Unfortunately, it seems like this might be too many balloons here. I should mention I can use the explosion ability, but only once for this purposes of this challenge. And it looks like we still died at 103. Because there's an initial cooldown to get the new red sentry again, though, I can only sell it once. So that means I need to use it right as the round ends, otherwise I pretty much lose all my DPS. So let's say now. Okay, that actually did no damage. I think our best choice of action over here might actually be to not pop the ZMGs, because there's a limited pierce on this guy. Remember, it's like 100 pierce for the explosion, but like 30k damage. So what you want to do is maybe we'll just sell this for even less damage, and then wait for all the ZMGs to be right beside the red NG. So I'd say now. Close enough. Okay, that seemed to do no damage. I don't know why. Perhaps it might be that the 30,000 damage doesn't shoot through layers, because that's the only reason I can explain for it looking like it did nothing. But either way, looks like degree 1 sentries really stink so far. I don't think this should come as a surprise to many of you, though, because if you saw the degree 1 engineer Paragon test, the engineer didn't survive much further when you add the 3 sentries, because I did without the sentries, and with the pin alone, the main NG tower, it got to like 160, but with all 3 sentries on the field, it only got 10 rounds further. It was way different for degree 100, though. That one survived much longer with 3 sentries. That being said, we need a camo for this one, because this thing is basically like a MAD, so it does no surround damage, which means We'll need these purple guys for the camo ceramics from the DDTs. That being said, we're still actually dead to 102 because this lacks ceramic damage, as I said. Well, good news is that there's a couple things we can do. We can still sell the mini sentries. They do similar damage like a Sentry Paragon. Explosions do like 100 damage. I think I'll need to for this one. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh my god, I tried to time it, but the thing is, if it starts animating, that's gonna explode. You actually cannot sell it to get it go faster. Otherwise, I definitely would have had it that time. Well, here we go again, folks. Our sentries are in a really bad spot, but I think we got it this time. Nice, nice, nice. I'll took some RNG. Perhaps there's some merit to not putting it in the corner, because as you see, like, they're all spawning in awful spots, the mini sentries, and they kind of help. Also, the main sentry can pop purples this time, so I don't know if there's a need to add, like, a more glaives, but it still seems like we're getting, well, overwhelmed by ceramics, so I'll just add this, just to make it fair. I think we're also dead at 103, guys. Yeah, there's no way. The degree 1 sentries just cannot handle that much ceramics, so that's a bit of a very underwhelming test for the sentries. None of them alone can even get to, you know, past 100 very much. Quite disappointing, to say the least. And now we're skipping the rounds a little bit, or should I say quite a bit, because again, with the degree 100 test, it's just so much more powerful, with everything doing 2x more damage, the attack speed, pierce. You can just see the difference here. Like, you see how quickly these images are melting? It's just a night and day difference. I also realize now that I've made a mistake again of putting this thing in the middle, so I guess what I can do is I can just buy the new sentry over here. See ya. However, this doesn't solve the problem of purple, so let's just get 402. Lost lives, whatever. We'll just take that. I think at least after round 140, we don't have to worry about the camo purples anymore, or purples in general. Because in the auto-generated rounds, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but there aren't any random generated purple spawns. But since the rounds 101 to 140 are concrete, well, you know what round they're on now. Alright, and time to see what we got against the Fortified Bat on 140 here. Take a look at the DPS. Looks like it's about 2k per second. Looks like we're gonna beat it. I definitely feel like there might still be some merit to putting it back in the middle, because these sentry spots are just so wide. Like, the fact that RNG plays a big factor, because you see, we're spawning them in the bottom, and that kind of causes us to die, I feel like. Like, how about for science to just show you how much faster it will pop, at least on this round. So now that sentries are in normal spots, it definitely feels like a little bit faster. It helps us beat the fortified DTs right there. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe for the next test, we'll just leave the purple and the blue one, the red and the blue one, in the middle here. It's just so much more consistent. DTs are definitely causing us some trouble. I think it might be because this thing is an instantaneous camo, but I also don't want to upgrade to react, because that also, even though it's immediate decamo, does help us do some damage, which is kind of against the law here. I guess the one thing we can do to solve the decam problem is just get more 302 reactors. This way it's bound that DTs get decamoed pretty much instantly, so our mini sentries can actually start doing damage. Folks, it appears 149 might be the limit for this one. Taking a look at this round end. Infinite fortified DTs don't look good for us. It's kind of close though. Pretty much need perfect mark to get through this round, I feel like, but there's just so many that we keep falling behind. I have to move the point down here now. Less damage to the other fortified DTs. Tried a few times here already, but don't think I can do it. So call here, 149 with the green. And now for the red sentry. I have a hunch this will do obviously a lot better than purple. A good comparison to green would definitely be this round. Just watch as the fortified badge should ideally pop faster than green. I think it's actually popped a little bit faster. Actually, no, it actually popped a little bit slower because of the fact that it didn't have infinite range, so it couldn't shoot between the loop. But other than bad damage, this thing just destroys and ceramic damage and DT damage, so that's why I feel like it'll still get past 149 here. So here's 149, folks. See the DTs that are coming out that the purple one couldn't take care of? Well, this one's a piece of cake. Didn't even get close to exiting. And of course, to finish the round off, we'll put it on strong, switch to first if there's any need to, like now. And yeah, definitely should pop this quickly. I think we're definitely starting to feel the effects of ramping though. Only 4 rounds later, and now I feel like danger is a-coming. Just gotta make sure we can pop DT over here. Oh, wow. Didn't beat it. Looks like we need to employ a bit of micro then. I should mention that when you change the main sentries targeting, the new ones that spawn, they take over their targeting. So now we have a couple of these guys targeting strong, which I guess helps. Still dead to DTs. So I think what's actually killing us at the end here is the fact that the DTs don't get DT camo because they're so fast and they only have one tick to go through. So I think I have to just get a reactor down. Even though it does a bit of damage, that's the only option we think we have. So let's see, it makes a difference? Yes, it does, guys. Yes, it does. Even though we leaked, it helps. And now, cleanup is easy. You can definitely see the end being here, though. So, even though this did get past the green one, I'm surprised there wasn't a whole amount of rounds. I thought I'd break it by a mile. But scaling is OP, I guess. Gotta get a reactor here for the DT that's about to pop. And, okay, I don't think this round is possible, because there's 3 bads, and we put on strong the entire time. Alright. Number 2, nice. And if you can pop this, I guess that's why we redo rounds, but nope. Not enough damage in the tank. Close though, but I'll call it there. 155. Not too shabby. And now for our final test, ladies and gents, with the blue sentry. I think this one will take us as far as the mini sentries can pop cerams take us. Because as you see, the mob damage is not a problem with this thing. Again, basically doing mad levels of damage, if not more with 300. Although it's good that with the degree 100, you can see that the mini sentries are definitely holding their weight against ceramic, so I think this could still make it pretty close to green and red. I also keep calling the green one purple because, you know, the beam is purple, so it's just instinctively call it purple, even though it's labeled green. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like cerams are an issue so far because we pop them up so early that we give the mini sentry so much time. So in that case, it seems like the blue still has a chance to come out on top. Still keep the results the same. It just bombed this F-pad way earlier than the other mini sentry, that's for sure. Not even close in that regard. Again, even for fortified DTs here, not a problem. Put on strong now for the bads, and if it beats this round, then it's confirmed. Purple is the worst, or green is the worst. Guess we leaked a couple lives there from the super ceramics. Maybe that's a sign of trouble. If I recall, this round is pretty tough for the red one, and it looks like this round could be a problem for us because, again, if I put this on strong, the new sentries spawn strong. So I think what I gotta do is I gotta manually change the targeting of these guys back on first. And I think, folks, that is the key to beating 153, right? Almost leaked camo there, but we're good, right? Yes. So many cerams here, but I think we have enough in the tank. But just leave on the first from here, right? DDTs? Oh my god, 1 ceramic leaked. Okay, I think we ought to employ the reactor. And you see here, yep. Reactor made a difference there. So it looks like we'll at least tie the highest round for the single sentry. And looks like we have our winner. Blue sentry again. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed because I thought with this 1 tarot test, you know, the lack of ceram damage might come into play, but nah, we ended up getting the same results. At least for degree 100. Degree 1 was, I guess pretty even because they were all equally horrible. I think round 150 DTs might kill us here. Gotta leave on first for the entire duration, basically, and yeah. 1 more try here. There's not really much I can do, because strong will target the bads. Any other targeting may not work as well. Alright, seems to have worked that time. Once again, I gotta leave on the first, because Bloons getting way too far for my liking. Don't have an option there. Back on first, and yeah, this last one's gonna pop really late. Luckily, there's barely enough track length, and for the ZMGs too. Looks like this round's no bads, but a lot of fortified ZMGs actually might kill us. Surprisingly? Wow. I didn't think of all rounds. This one might actually do it for us, guys. Yeah, perhaps this thing has to be in strong to target the fortified ZMGs down. And then back on first. The DTs here. Nope. One last go with this, folks. If it doesn't work, then I think 159 is it, yeah. So not the bads are the issue with the blue Mega Sentry. But that is it. Those are the results, folks. Again, as I said earlier, quite surprising that there was no upsets, given that there is quite some different strengths and weaknesses to each Sentry. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys found the test intriguing in some capacity. See you guys later.